Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well today. Well, it is almost the end of July, so that means it's definitely time for fall candle haul, right? And fall decorations. If you are not yet in the mood or feeling fall, bookmark this video, come back and watch it later. I totally get that a lot of people are still in full summer mode. It's still July. I totally get that, so totally understand if you want to watch this later. However, Bath & Body Works has started to release their fall candles, and I'm in the spirit. I really am. I typically try to wait until the end of July to start decorating or burning fall stuff, but confession, I have already decorated for fall. Not for Halloween, but for fall. So I've got pumpkins and leaves and pumpkins and pumpkins and pumpkins all over my house right now. And even though it's like almost 100 degrees outside, I've got the AC blasting and it kind of feels like fall in here. And I am loving every minute of it. I've also been burning the 75% off fall candles that I found at semi-annual sale. So I've started with some like just bakery kind of scents and just a little bit of spice, a little bit of apple, and sort of transitioning to some of those classic fall scents, which I love. And August is going to be all fall for me. I'm going to do like a carnival theme. It's going to be popcorn and apple and all the yummy deliciousness. And then I'm going to have 3 months of fall burning this year. So I'm really excited about that. Bath & Body Works has already released several fall collections this year. I'm going to kind of scan up the little pyramid. And dun da da, Halloween, which I am really excited about as well. The labels are gorgeous. As with most of my haul videos, this is a collective haul. This is an online order. It's a couple of exchanges, some purchases in store, just all over the board. We've actually gotten 2 $10 off candle sales thus far in the past couple weeks, so that's been exciting. So I ordered some candles online. Those got here last week. And I did go in store and picked up a couple of items as well. There are definitely a lot more fall candles coming. I thought about holding off on this video, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and film this video, do a smaller candle haul instead of my massive pyramids that I normally do for the season. And there will definitely be another fall candle haul later in the season as the rest of the collections come out. In this particular video, there are some of the transitional scents. I couldn't quite fit it into the tower, but I do have the raspberry mimosa. I'm excited. I do also have Halloween accessory haul, body hair, fall accessory haul coming. So those videos will be coming up soon. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe if you'd like to see those other videos. As with all of my haul videos, I'm going to show you the candle up close, tell you the notes, give you my thoughts. These are going to be cold sniff impressions. Many of these are returning favorites that I have burned before. I can't speak to the burn of these particular labels and pours, but I can speak to how the candle normally performs. So I'll tell you about that. So if you're interested in seeing my haul and hearing my thoughts, let's get started. Okay, I dismantled the tower a little bit, and let's start with the raspberry mimosa. Sorry for the glare. I really like the matte jars that they have here. It's sort of this blushy pink, which I think is nice. This particular candle has the matching wax color, which they've been doing lately, and they have just the white barn lids. The notes of raspberry mimosa are sweet raspberries, rosé, sorbet, and a splash of champagne. And this is a fantastic raspberry scent. Now, if y'all have been watching my videos, you'll probably know that I love raspberry, especially in February. I love a tart raspberry. I love a sweet, juicy, jammy raspberry. I just think raspberry is an underrated fruit, and I love it, especially when the raspberry shines. And the raspberry certainly shines in this scent. I don't get an effervescence or bubbly aspect. I get no champagne. I get nothing that actually makes me think of mimosa. I think a more applicable name for this candle would have been raspberry sorbet. You definitely get a tart yet sweet, juicy raspberry. There's a little bit of blackberry. I'm sure there's some other berries mixed in, but the raspberry is definitely the star. So I do get this tart raspberry but yet sweet sorbet. It definitely comes across as an edible scent to me. I smell this and think, ooh, I could definitely like eat it. Maybe there is a little bit of something about it that makes me think of a drink, but it would be maybe like an icy, like a raspberry icy or something like that, versus like, it's not sparkling, it's not effervescent, it's not anything that makes me think of like a cocktail, nor even like a juice. There's definitely this raspberry icy vibe that I get. So yeah, I'm loving it. If you love raspberry, especially if you like a little bit of a tart raspberry, I think that you're really gonna love this. Of course, this isn't a fall scent, but this is great for late summer. It's really a great juicy, fruity scent. Also in the White Barn Core packaging, I picked up Sweater Weather. I'm not sure why the jar did this. I did have it in a crate for a little while, so it seems like some of the color has sort of rubbed off here. I do like this dark navy matte look. And also, as you can see, the wax is this really dark navy. I do think it's cool that they match the wax. I'm a little nervous about how dark this wax color is because sometimes too much dye can clog up the wicks and cause burn issues. Sweater Weather is, of course, I'm gonna call it a classic now. It hasn't been around as long as some of their other stuff like Leaves in Autumn, but it's been around long enough that we're gonna call it a classic scent at this point. The notes are fresh sage, juniper berry, aromatic eucalyptus, and fresh woods. And I love this scent. I've loved it ever since the first year it came out, which is that about 6 or 7 years ago now. I mean, it wasn't that long ago compared to like Leaves or Autumn, but it's just fantastic. It's aromatic is the perfect word. It's crisp. It's a fall fresh scent. It, to me, could definitely be a fall all the way through the winter. I know there's a little bit of a debate whether this is a fall or winter scent. For me, it's both. I can burn it now all the way in through the colder weather of winter, and yeah, I love it. And I actually have another Sweater Weather in different packaging, so I might take this particular one back and exchange it just because I am, like I said, nervous about how dark the wax is, and I don't have the best luck sometimes with really dark wax. It can clog the wicks, it can cause extra sooting, and it can just cause puny wicks. So I might take this one back and exchange it for another one in different packaging, but the scent, of course, is amazing. Let's look at these Halloween candles. Oh, I am just thrilled with the labels this year. Like, how gorgeous is this? I love the bats. It reminds me of the bats that people have, like the paper bats that people put near their fireplaces. And look at that. I love a little bit of like silver that it has on some of these trees. There's a little bit of silver to sort of accent some of the trees. And I just love it. I think it's so just spooky and perfect. I have enjoyed the previous Halloween packaging, but I have to say that this is the best. I will go out on a limb, and this is the absolute best Halloween packaging that we've seen ever from Bath & Body Works. And I've had many of Halloween candles from them since they started doing Halloween. I love the fact that this isn't cutesy. Now, I don't mind a cutesy Halloween, but I love the fact that this is sort of, I guess gothic maybe would be a good word to describe it, and maybe spooky as well, but sort of has this classic Halloween vibe. I don't know, I love it. The lids this year are just plain black, and these just have white wax in them. Vampire Blood is a blood red strawberry, midnight blooming jasmine, dark Transylvania plum, and I love this scent. I started loving it in the hand soap and was really glad when we finally got it in a 3-wick. It really isn't your stereotypical like fall or Halloween scent. It's a sophisticated plum fruit punch scent, I think is the best way to describe it. It is fruity, so you could definitely burn this. For me, I'm very much of a seasonal burner. You could definitely burn this starting now, but because I do associate this with Halloween now, just because that's when I've always used the hand soap and burned the candle, it is in my mind a Halloween scent, even though really it's more of just a fruity scent that you could burn really spring, summer, or fall. And then I also picked up the Purfect Pumpkin, which is sweet cinnamon pumpkin. Let's just take a moment to look at this label. There is sort of a raised aspect here, and then there's some like detailing in the vines of the pumpkin leaves, which I think is really nice. You have the black pumpkin, you have this foggy effect. I love the fact that you have this like sort of spooky, ethereal pumpkin patch. I just think it's beautiful. I love the black and white look. It's not scary though, in my opinion. It's just sort of classic Halloween, and I love it. I love the packaging. Whoever created these, whatever team created these, like major kudos to, like I said, it's my favorite packaging ever. Purfect Pumpkin is sweet cinnamon pumpkin. It is pumpkin, black cat's clove, ghostly vanilla, batty brown sugar, and I love this scent. I know a lot of people, you know, get tired of the same scents every year, but sweet cinnamon pumpkin is a classic Bath & Body Works fall scent. I love it in hand soap. I love it in candle form. I like to burn one at least every year. It's a spicy clove, cinnamon, pumpkin, but there's this woodsy sort of earthy element to it as well that sort of grounds some of that spice and takes it from being like a red hot cinnamon to there's a warmth to it as well, which I just find absolutely wonderful. And again, the packaging, oh, y'all let me know in the comments below what you think of this year's packaging. I am just over the moon with it. There is one additional Halloween candle in this packaging that I've seen thus far, and I'll try to do a slide screen here. That is the hot cocoa and cream. So it's the hot cocoa and cream, which is a wonderful hot chocolate and marshmallow scent. Definitely will be picking that one up. There's also Ghoul Friend that we've seen, as well as it looks like Midnight Blue Citrus is coming out as a Halloween scent. If I can find the images, I'll do slide screens here of those as well. Okie dokie. The next collection I have is this really pretty leafy collection. Look at the lid, y'all. So, okay, answer below. Is this a sunflower or the top of an acorn? Because I can see both. This feels like one of those picture illusions where if you look one way, you can see like the witch's face. If you look another way, you can see an old man. Do you know what I'm talking about? So y'all let me know what you think. Is this a sunflower or the lid of an acorn? I definitely want to know. Let's have this little debate down. Well, not necessarily debate. Let me know y'all's opinion below. This entire collection is an online exclusive. I think the packaging is actually really beautiful. I think it's really pretty, and it's like a sophisticated kind of pretty. So this is Lavender Vanilla, which is lavender blossom, creamy vanilla, and white woods and sugared musk. And most likely, if you like your lavender scents, you smelled lavender vanilla before. It's just a really beautiful, slightly pretty lavender vanilla scent, very relaxing. I love the fact that vanilla really adds a wonderful amount of sweetness here, and it's just wonderful. The next one in that collection is Champagne Apple and Honey. Again, I think that the maple leaves on this are really pretty. I just really think the packaging is really pretty and sophisticated. And again, I meant to say these all have white wax. And Champagne Apple and Honey is pink lady apple, sparkling champagne, and jasmine honey. And there is a body care scent out that matches this scent. I did pick up the new packaging of this in the scrub with a reward coupon, and smelling them side by side, they're close, but they're not exact. This one definitely makes me think of the apple in Heirloom Apple and the Pink Apple Punch, that really sweet, juicy apple, but you do feel like you get a little bit of a rind of the apple. There is a slight floral undertone in this, just slight. The first sniff of this, I don't think like wearable body care. I think, oh, this is an apple scent. But the more time I've spent with it and more like trying to warm it up and actually like trying to get some of the notes that are not necessarily right there on the top, I do get a bit of a floral undertone. I do feel like I pick up a little bit of an added sweetness, but it's not your stereotypical like honey. So don't think that you're going to get a lot of honey from this. At least on cold sniff, I'm not pulling that. There is also a slight champagne note. I wouldn't say that it has like a true effervescence, but there is something very slightly bubbly, but slight. It's not, you don't sniff this and think, oh, this is an apple champagne, or this is an apple effervescent scent. But again, sort of spending more time with it and sort of cutting through that apple, which is very dominant, I do pick up a very slight bubbliness, which I'm going to just call champagne since it says that it's in here. If you like Pink Apple Punch, if you like the Heirloom Apple, not the original one, but the ones that came out afterwards that were closer to Honeycrisp, I think you're going to like this one. If you're expecting this to be a spot-on dupe to the body care, I don't think it is, at least on cold sniff, but it's similar enough. I think if you like the body care, you're going to like this. The last one I have in this collection is the Bright Citrus Sunflower, and let's just talk about how doggone beautiful this label is. Look at this. First of all, I love sunflowers. I love this vintage look to the sunflowers here, like the sort of ragged edges there. That's very much like an heirloom sunflower that you would see in gardening magazines. I just think this label is beautiful. So again, is this a sunflower or an acorn? I really want to know. Bright Citrus Sunflower is juicy mandarin orange, golden sunflower, and creamy suede. Again, all three of these are online exclusives. I actually have the original sunflower from Slatkin & Co. Oh, look at that beautiful picture. And these do smell similar. Now this one is really old. This is from 2010. And they're similar. If you remember this scent and you liked it, I think you would like this one. Now, it's hard for me to say if this is an exact dupe because this candle right here is so old. some of the notes could be more muted than this candle, which is more newly poured. The biggest difference I get is that this definitely has a very distinct mandarin, tangerine, orange, citrus vibe that this one lacks, but they are very similar. So maybe they use this particular scent for inspiration. This definitely is a wearable conceptual scent. It is bright and lemony. It's sort of like the conceptual version of a sunflower. Sunflowers themselves actually don't have a smell, and I feel like they've tried to capture like what a sunflower would smell like. And you do think of sort of a lemony and a citrus, an orange citrus vibe when you think of a sunflower, at least for me, because it's so bright and yellow and big. And then you do get some floral action as well. Although I would say that the mandarin, tangerine, like orange aspect is really what you get top, and then the floral and the sort of more perfumed body care aspect comes in later. I definitely smell this and think I could wear this. There is something about it that reminds me of the old school, what was it? Was it Elizabeth Arden Sunflower? I'll do a slide screen. I'm sure y'all have to remember Sunflower, right? Like that was like a 90s staple back in the day. I don't know that it actually smells like it because I don't have sunflowers anymore, that perfume. So I can't speak as far as, is this a dupe of that? But I think just the whole vibe of it does make me think of that. It takes me back to the 90s when I would spray my sunflower perfume and just felt so like grown, you know, even though I knew nothing. Of course, looking back, I knew nothing. But yeah, I really like this one, surprisingly. Definitely not a fall scent. Definitely more for like now. I could burn this now. I could burn this in spring. Definitely a great end of summer candle for sure. The other candles in that collection, which are online exclusive, is Almond Blossom, which I did order. To me, made me think of the same almond scents from the past couple years. Not my cup of tea, so I took that one back. Crisp Morning Air, which typically in candle form is a cologne scent, even though the packaging of that is beautiful. I'll do a slide screen here. And then the last one in that collection that's online is White Tea and Sage, which I did also order. I received an exchange because that one's just a bit too heavy. The sage in that is too heavy for me personally, but if you like your aromatic body care that has a little bit more of a heaviness due to the sage, then I think you might like that one. The next collection I have is this leaf collection. These are pretty, but they're just, you know, they're more simple. But I think that there is something elegant and a bit more sophisticated about these labels. You definitely feel like this would be in an adult's home, right? Versus like the more cutesy, like fun-loving, playful kind of labels, but I like them both. These have the sort of bronze Bath & Body Works slids, and they all have white wax. Sweater Weather, we've already talked about. Fresh Shade, Juniper Berry, Aromatic Eucalyptus, love it. I'll keep this one and then exchange the other one in the White Barn Core packaging. Honeycrisp Apple is the next one I have in that collection. I love this packaging more so than Sweater Weather. I love the red and the gray. I think that contrast of colors is really nice. Honeycrisp Apple is Golden Honeycrisp, Apple Blossom, and Fresh Sugar Cane. And this is a scent that we see back typically about every year. This is your sweet, juicy apple scent. You get the apple rind. Definitely there's Mac apple in here for sure, mixed with probably a little bit of Gala apple, but you definitely get this crisp red apple. You can smell the skin. You can smell the juice of the apple when you cut into your apple or you take a bite and you know the apple juice kind of like runs down your face because it's so juicy. It's sweet and wonderful, and if you're an apple fan, you're an apple fan and you're probably gonna love this one. If you're not into apple scents, then this one's not for you, but has a place in my home at least once a year. And then I picked up the Acorn Lane. Again, I think the packaging is pretty with the dark gray and the yellow maple leaves. The notes of Acorn Lane are autumn leaves, warm cinnamon, and crisp Gala apples. I've heard some people say that this is the same as Fall Farmhouse. I would disagree. I've heard some people say that this is the exact same as Evening Hearth, and I would disagree. I think that it is similar to both of these particular scents, like they're in the same scent family, but sniffing them all side by side, it definitely has similarities to Fall Farmhouse, and it also does share some similarities to Evening Hearth, but they're not exactly the same in my opinion. This one is the epitome of outdoors fall scents. Is that what I consider a fall outdoor scent? You get a little bit of spice. You get this, let's just call it an outdoorsy vibe. You get, what do you call it? Fresh fallen leaves. You get this cold fall breeze, sort of crisp fall air. And I think what the difference is between these other two that I mentioned is that this one does have a sweet apple, not a top note. If you saw the notes and thought, oh no, an apple scent, and you're not an apple fan, give this one a sniff. It's not heavy on the apple. It's berried, but I think it just adds a little bit of a different kind of sweetness. Fall Farmhouse has a pungency that this one, the Acorn Lane, doesn't have, and I actually prefer Acorn Lane. Evening Hearth is a bit spicier. There's definitely spice in both of these, but this one is a bit spicier. So when you smell these side by side, you definitely pull that this one is a more dominant spice blend. So out of these three, this one is my favorite if we're comparing them all. Again, they're not an exact dupe, but I would say in the same family. I think if you enjoyed those other two candles, you would enjoy this one. I think if you enjoy candles like sweater weather and sort of non-cologne fall outdoorsy kind of scents, I think you'd like this one. Think Autumn Leaves from Yankee, those kind of scents. It's definitely a conceptual. It makes you think that you are walking outdoors and you've got all of the beautiful fall leaves changing. You've got some fall leaves under your feet. They're dry leaves. They're not damp. They're crunching underneath your feet. I don't know. There's a booth nearby and they've got maybe some of those like cinnamon sticks that are being warmed. There's this little bit of clove and spice that kind of comes through, but it's not overly spicy. And then you do, like I said, get this sweetness from an apple, and it's just wonderful. I really, really, really love this one on Cold Sniff, and I cannot wait to burn it. The next one I have here is the Pumpkin Vanilla Creme in this Purfect orange matte jar. I love it. You can see that sometimes these jars, because they're painted on the outside, can get a little bit nicked, but that's okay. This one also has the matching orange wax, which I love. I love that this just like screams pumpkin and fall. I love this specific color of orange. The notes are creamy pumpkin, vanilla creme, fresh ground nutmeg, and graham cracker crust, and many people have already said that this is very similar to pumpkin pie, and I would agree. I will say that I don't think this is a direct repackage. They are very, very similar. If you like pumpkin pie, you're gonna like this. I think that's hands down. But to me, this pumpkin vanilla creme has a bit more nutmeg. Like this one seems spicier than pumpkin pie to me. Pumpkin pie is a little bit more creamy, and there's just a hint of an additional sweetness in pumpkin pie. But again, very similar. Definitely a repackage with a twist, I would say. If you like pumpkin pie, you're gonna like this one. And maybe this is just me splitting hairs, and maybe my nose wants to find a difference, but I do feel like this one is just slightly more nutmeg heavy, slightly spicier than pumpkin pie. So I'm really interested to burn these and see what notes really make themselves known when it's warm. And then I picked up a sparkling pear Riesling. This is fresh pear slices, juicy white grapes, and sweet Riesling. And you can see this has this sort of bright yellow matching wax. I know a lot of people have been really excited that this has made a comeback. I think the last time this was out was like, what, 4 years ago maybe? 4, maybe even 5 years ago. So people who love this scent are really excited to have it back. I like this scent, but I've never loved it, but I'm interested to burn it now because it's been years later, and our noses and our preferences for scents do change over time. So maybe I'm gonna end up falling in love with this one. This one is definitely pear. You get a sweet yellow pear, in my opinion, juicy and sweet, and then you do get the Riesling. You do get an alcoholic Riesling white wine aspect. Sort of the bitterness and dryness of that Riesling, the white wine aspect, versus the sweetness of the pear is a really nice contrast, and I think it's a really nice scent. The other scents out in White Vine Core right now are pumpkin pecan waffles, leaves, pumpkin apple, marshmallow fireside, vanilla sage has made a comeback, frozen lake, which is a cologne scent, which I don't prefer, salted butterscotch, which is a really sweet butterscotch scent, and then flannels. This next collection here, I picked up pumpkin clove. This is a returning scent from last year, and I was really glad that this scent came back. I am not a huge fan of these particular labels. I just think that there's something lacking. I don't know. I mean, they're okay. Some of them are better than others, but they're not my favorite. It makes me think of like do-it-yourself, like oil paintings or something. I don't know. I mean, a little bit sort of these make me think of Happy Bob Ross trees, so I kind of like that. But yeah, they're just not my favorite. I mean, they're okay, but for me personally, they're not my favorite. Let me know what y'all think. These do have really cute lids though. They have this sort of mountain range with the tree, and then you see the lake and sort of that, the sunbursting sunrise, which this part makes me think of like old school Bath and Body Works sunburst that they used to have as their logo. Pumpkin clove is clove buds, ground cinnamon, a pinch of nutmeg, and fresh pumpkin, and this one has the nice dark orange wax. And I love this scent. I love Clove. It's so warming, and it's not spicy spice like cinnamon. It's just warm and comforting mixed with that pumpkin and the vanilla, and it's great. So if you're not a fan of cinnamon but you love Clove, then you might like this a lot more than like sweet cinnamon pumpkin. So I'm glad to see this one back. I also picked up Leaves. Of course I had to pick up Leaves. This is just a classic Bath & Body Works scent. This one has the yellow wax. Leaves is crisp red apple, golden nectar, and warm clove spice. And this is just a quintessential Bath & Body Works fall scent, isn't it? Like, I've talked about it year after year after year in my videos, and I still absolutely love it. It is an apple cider type of scent, and you get that nectar, that sweet, syrupy sweetness that's in addition to the sweet apple, and then you get a bit of an undertone of spice, and it's just fall in a jar, really. It's fantastic. The next one in that collection I picked up is the Purfect Autumn. The Purfect Autumn is fresh cranberry, spiced pumpkin, crisp apple, and rich clove, and this is your cranberry scent. To me, this has always sort of smelled like a combination of cranberry woods and the frosted cranberry scent that normally comes out in the winter. To me, this is cranberry heavy. It's sweet and tart, and there's a juiciness to this, and I just think this is a perfect November scent. I love my cranberry scents in November, so wanted to pick one of these up. And the last one I have of this collection is Lakeside Morning. You can see the label here. Again, just okay for me. This one has the light blue wax. The notes are crisp autumn air, white driftwood, and a hint of green apple. And as suspected, because I saw that driftwood note, this is a cologne scent. It's a fall fresh cologne scent. I'm sorry that I can't give you more detail. Even just smelling this one on cold sniff instantly like starts piercing a headache through my brain. I am so sensitive to cologne scents like this. This one to me is rather heavy. It's not quite as heavy as flannel, but it's going in that direction. So I can't tell you if it's new or repackaged. I'm sorry, but this one will definitely be exchanged because I just can't do these types of scents. The other candles in that particular collection that are online right now and I think popping up in stores are Autumn, which I did order in Autumn. Mine came broken, so the replacement is being sent to me. Cranberry Woods is also available in that collection, and Marshmallow Fireside in that collection as well. So lastly, but certainly not least, is this super cute, super cute, this chalkboard drawing labeled collection. I don't know what the name of the collection is, but they're cute. I think of all the labels, these are my favorite thus far this year. I think second place would be these really pretty labels. Just that's more sophisticated. This is just more fun, and I like fun. I guess I am a kid at heart. This one is Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow, a classic. Now these do have the pumpkin lids, which I think are really cute, and they have different color wax. This one has sort of a creamy white wax. The notes are Tahitian vanilla, pumpkin spice, homemade marshmallow, and drizzled caramel. And this one is a classic Bath & Body Works scent, I would say at this point. It is puffy, fluffy, sweet marshmallow mixed with a swirl of caramel and vanilla bean and pumpkin. A little bit of spice, but not overly so. You definitely get vanilla, and marshmallow, and then pumpkin. So people who are averse to spice or heavy pumpkin, this one's definitely a favorite. I never typically have the best results with this one as far as burn. It's always a bit of a lighter scent, which is to be expected because it's vanilla heavy, and it doesn't always have the best burn. But I'm gonna try it again this year and see if I have better results, because it is a really great scent, and that label is just beautiful. I also picked up the Blueberry Maple Pancakes. Again, I think the label is just so much fun. The chalkboard look and that sort of hand-drawn pancakes and those juicy blueberries. This one has the blue wax, and the notes are wild blueberries, griddle fresh pancakes, and warm maple syrup. And this is the third year, I think, in a row that this one's come out. This one is strong. Like, whoa, it is strong. Blow you out of the house strong. You definitely get the bakery aspect, and you definitely get blueberry. To me, the blueberry is the star in this particular candle. It is a blueberry, does sort of overpower the bakery in my opinion. I think this to me could definitely be a spring scent, because I tend to put blueberry in spring, just for me personally. But it's also got enough of a heavier sweetness in a bakery that could also burn this in fall as well. And I've had good luck with it the past 2 years, so I wanted to pick it up in this packaging. I also did pick up the Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin in this packaging just because it's so cute, and I'm just feeling Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin this year. You know, some years I want it more than other years, and this year I wanted 2 of these. So we've already talked about the scent, but let's look at the label. And this has that perfect pumpkin orange, Halloween orange wax, which I love. And I just think these labels are so cute. I picked up a pumpkin apple. to me, this is also a quintessential Bath & Body Works fall scent. I love it. I love it. I love it. I always tend to do apple in September and then pumpkin in October. So this is like the perfect scent for the end of September and moving into October. It's just fantastic. The notes are red delicious apple, fall pumpkin, fresh ground cinnamon, and clove buds. And this one has this really vibrant red wax. Just such a classic scent. I love it. I love the combination of the apple and the pumpkin and the sweetness and the spice, and it's just perfection. I actually picked up 2 of these banana walnut muffin. The label on this is really fun. You have the muffin with a little banana, super cute. This one has white wax, and the notes are sweet banana, golden nutmeg, and cinnamon sugar muffin. And I can confirm that this is in fact the same as the banana nut muffin scent that dropped on that online exclusive bakery collection. I have actually burned this one, and it's fantastic. Now, one of the things I've heard is there's not a lot of banana in it, and I would agree. This definitely smells very nutmeg heavy on cold sniff, but when it's burning, there is this amazing buttery aspect to it. It makes me think that there's popcorn in this. I know that might sound odd, but you definitely get a bakery. You definitely get a nutty sweetness. There's definitely like this zucchini bread. If you're a Vendor Wax person, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. It's like a slightly spiced bakery note that a lot of vendors use and mix with a bunch of different things. I do get banana in this. It's definitely there, although it's not like you open it up and you get this Laffy Taffy banana. It's definitely more of a cooked banana mixed with that sort of bread note. But I do get a salty popcorn note, which sounds weird. Why would you want but it works. When this is burning, that buttery, slightly salted popcorn mixed with the bakery and the nutmeg and the spice and the slight banana, it's a winner, I'm telling you. Now, I haven't burned this one, and I've obviously burned this one, but on cold they smell exactly the same, so I have to assume that the same notes would come out when it's burning as this one. But yeah, I have fallen in love with this one. When it's burning, it definitely comes across as a fall scent too, because banana to me can go very spring, and since this is definitely more of a bakery banana, it definitely registers as a fall scent, and it's just fantastic. So I highly recommend this one, especially if you like banana scents anyway, or banana bread scents I should say anyway, and if you like a little bit of a buttery saltiness, try this one. It's unique and delicious. And lastly, we have the return of Pumpkin Donut Shop. This is the one that came out 2 years ago. This label is pink, which to me isn't fall, but I do think it's pretty. This one also has white wax, and the notes are glazed donuts, warm pumpkin spices, and sprinkled with powdered sugar. And I was really glad that this one came back. This was in my top 18 candles of 2018. To me, this one is part like sweetened doughy bread mixed with like a cinnamon sugar donut with just like a little bit of pumpkin spice. So it kind of made me think and makes me think of this like powdered sugar pumpkin spice cronut kind of thing. So it's like not quite a donut, but there's more of a bready aspect than you would expect from a donut. But it's really a good scent. The yumminess of this scent does not come through on cold snow. This is definitely one that you need to burn. Well, you should always burn all your candles, but when you burn it, it really, to me, just is amazing. The throw on this one was always good for me, at least this year's version. I can't speak to this year's. The burn on this was not good. So what happened was the first 2 burns struggled, but then after that the candle picked up and it got better and it was fine. So just in case you've maybe bought this and you've tried it and maybe the first 2 burns you're like, oh no, I'm getting puny wicks, you got to get past that over pour, and you got to get past that. And once you do this, if it performs like this one, it's going to pick up. Now maybe they corrected that burn issue and that this one doesn't have that issue, fingers crossed. I do feel like this is slightly less sweet than the original. Now, I don't know if that's my nose playing tricks on me. I've spent a lot of candles through this video, and my nose is probably like done right now. I do feel like this version with the pink label is a bit more bready and doughy, and I get more of that sort of bread note versus like some of the sweetnesses I'm not getting. I got a little bit of powdered sugar from this one that I'm not necessarily getting as much and strongly here. Again, it could totally be my nose playing tricks on me at this point, but they smell close enough. So if you missed out on it from 2 years ago and you wanted to try it, it's back. Okie dokie, y'all, that is it. That is my Bath & Body Works Fall 2020 candle haul thus far. If y'all know me, you know that there will be another candle haul for fall later in the season. I'm sure that we're going to get several more collections. This is not it. This will be the first of the fall, candle hauls for sure. Let me know in the comments below first if you think that lid is a sunflower acorn. I really want to know what y'all think because I am torn. I'm really interested to see what the consensus is. But also let me know in the comments below which of these candles you tried so far, which you're the most excited about. Did you participate in any of the recent candle sales? I'm always really interested to hear what y'all been loving, what you've been picking up, and what you're most excited for. I also would love to know what you think about the labels in general, because I do feel like when I was looking back at my 2019 initial fall candle haul, those labels, they stood out to me compared to this year. If you watch this video in its entirety, you have to leave a fall emoji below, right? Like, we have to do it. It's a fall video. We have to leave a fall emoji. Anything that makes you think of fall or end of summer, because I think there's a sunflower emoji on Apple, so maybe you're thinking end of summer. I love when y'all get so creative. It's always fun to see what y'all come up with. If you like this video or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you like to see other videos like this, please subscribe. I will have my Halloween video coming up soon. I know it's not even August and we're talking about Halloween, but I've been picking up quite a lot of Halloween accessories. I do have a lot of fall accessories that I've already picked up. There's foxes and squirrels and candle holders and wallflowers, and then there's also body care. So yeah, there's a lot coming. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I would love to have you. Thank you as always for all of the support, your comments, your likes, subscribing. It's always so great to talk to y'all and chat with you, and I just appreciate all of your support. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.